Carrie from the Real Estate Riches Club, and today we're going to be talking about intentionally marketing for subject to deals. So in the last video we talked about marketing to find good wholesale deals. This video, subject to. So what is a subject to deal? Well, a subject to is when a seller has an underlying mortgage and you take over the payments on that underlying mortgage. So when you think about a subject to transaction, well, what kind of criteria has to go into creating a subject to? There has to be a mortgage, right? If there's no mortgage, there's no subject to deal. So there has to be a mortgage. There has to be some kind of equity, okay? So why? Because we don't want to take over a mortgage where we can't cash flow the property. Typically, subject to transactions are some of our longer term holds where we're going to put a renter in there and cash flow them because we want to take advantage of taking over that underlying mortgage or the payments on that underlying mortgage. So there has to be a mortgage. There has to have some kind of equity. And why would a seller want us to take over the payments on the underlying mortgage and have that mortgage stay in their name? Well, typically it's because they're in a distressed situation. So we are looking for sellers who are in distressed situations. So if I had to choose just 1 to 2 areas that I was going to focus on with my marketing where I wanted to do more subject to transactions this year, I would look for houses that have a mortgage with at least 40%, 20 to 40% equity. So we might just build a list from listsource.com, which is a mail list that we use. We might build a list that have mortgages that originated, let's say, at least 5 years ago, and they have, let's say, we'll start with 20%, at least 20% equity in them. So that might be a list that you build. You mail out to those lists. We could also include that they have to be absentee owners because that could have some kind of a distressed component to them if they're struggling with a problem tenant. 2, we could go after pre-foreclosures. These are sellers who are starting the foreclosure process because they haven't been able to keep up with their mortgage payment. So we know there's a mortgage because they're going through pre-foreclosure. We don't know if there's any equity in it, but we do know that it's in a distressed situation. So these are just 2 examples of how we might be intentional with our marketing when we want to focus this year on subject to deals and creating those kinds of deals. So that's it for today, guys. The next video, we're going to be talking about intentional marketing for owner financing transactions. And please go ahead and click on the link below to sign up for our next meetup at the Real Estate Riches Club to get more information on everything that we're talking about here. Thanks, guys.